What is good, YouTube? This will be my video review for Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition, which I really like. Batman vs Superman, the original theatrical cut that was at cinemas, but for some reason it got a lot of flag because a lot of people didn't really understand it and didn't really think it flowed that good. So the Ultimate Edition is 3 hours long, which didn't make this cinema cut, which I can understand Warner Brothers not wanting a 3-hour movie at cinema, because that would have stopped people going. So they kind of had to cut Zack Snyder's Batman vs Superman of the proper version down a lot. So right, let's get into this video review of the Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. Spoiler alert. So the starting scenes were exactly the same, but there was 30 minutes additional footage. The main kind of parts that they cut was the Africa scene. So what actually happened in the Ultimate Edition was the CIA was actually watching everything unfold, and the CIA felt the mission had been compromised, so they tried to blow everything up with missiles, but Superman intervenes, and then the CIA travels by horse to investigate what actually happened. You may have seen this on the trailer. And another big thing was there's a prison scene with the KGB that Batman sent to jail and branded. He was savagely stabbed to death in the Ultimate Edition, which couldn't have made the PG-13 cinema edition. So it was a little bit more brutal, but to be honest, for an R-rated movie, it wasn't that brutal at all, to be honest. And they mainly focused on Clark. They made Clark Kent more realistic, more towards the kind of comic book role, and Batman a little bit so more. So the main differences were with Clark, Superman, and Lex Luthor. So it explained a lot more how long Lex Luthor had been manipulating Superman, Batman within this story, the exploitation of the public system, media coverage, international relations, and vulnerable individuals, as well as the Earth heroes, is much more clearly defined in this. So you kind of find out how Lex Luthor set up this fight between Batman versus Superman. But to be honest, if you didn't like the theatrical cinema version, you aren't going to like the Ultimate Edition. Although the Ultimate Edition is a lot better, if you're planning to see the Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League movie, part of the DCEU, you should really watch this, as you will kind of miss some parts if you don't watch this version. So originally everyone thought Darkseid was the villain, but in this ending of the movie, we see Steppenwolf, who is Darkseid's cousin. I'll put a video up here of kind of backstory of Steppenwolf and what my views are about him being the main villain in the Justice League, and not it being about Darkseid. I believe Darkseid will be the Justice League movie after this. The current Justice League is a standalone movie just to kind of build up the Justice League franchise. So the main difference at the ending was Batman told Lex Luthor that he will be going to Arkham Asylum when he interrogates Lex Luthor in prison, and he says something along the lines, "I've arranged for you to get a transfer to Arkham Asylum in Gotham. I still have some friends there. They're expecting you." After this scene plays out, Batman punches him, and Lex Luthor warns him about something else coming. So obviously he's on about Steppenwolf, or Stephen Wolf, who will be the main villain of the Justice League, which is coming out next year, which I can't wait for. I hope Zack Snyder has learned his differences, and the fact that Jeff Johns, who is a part of DC Comics, is making the kind of characters more realistic towards the actual roles that he had in the comic books, which will make the franchise a lot better from all the kind of Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, all them kind of movies. So overall, it still isn't a great movie. I mean, if you like Batman vs Superman movie, yeah, you should watch this cut, as there are some added scenes, mainly in the Africa part and the ending. And this part, we also get a kind of different detail of what happened in Africa from the woman who kind of lied in court and said Superman killed everyone when he didn't, but she ended up being killed in this by the Russian dude. So yeah, there's just kind of some more added scenes that help to the overall play of this kind of movie. Anyway guys, that's my short little review. Please like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you next one. Peace.